What's it like watching baseball games on the field named after you?
Well, it's named after me, but it's for all the players that went through here that played at Santa Cruz High and made all the wins, like the flags that are out there. The players, the ones that do it, the coaches, like, he's here. It's the first name and the person's last name.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it only says Dodge, and that's the purpose of the sign. It's the players who should be named for this field, but I just happen to be the one guy here, the longest.
Yeah, I know that you had quite the career. I mean, can you describe what that was like? I mean, shoot, you had 400, 500 wins, 400 wins, I think?
500.
500. See, I tried to rob you of 100.
Yeah, I see. You're not giving me a break here. Here again, it's like we had a lot of really good teams, really good players, and it's like the coach can give a signal to do something or tell somebody to do something, but the player is the one that has to do it.
Yeah, but you had to have some sort of secret for 500 wins.
No, it's the players. The players played really well.
Who was the most? I know you had so many great kids to coach, but I mean, who was the story that you constantly refer to? Do you talk stories about a young Glenn on Hill, or who's the story, the success story that you constantly bring up?
I mean, they're all good players. I couldn't pick one person out to say that they were the best player, because there were a lot of really good players. In fact, in the early days, there weren't that many colleges that were picking people up, and there weren't that many people that were pro players, so they got left out. We had a few pro players eventually, and they were good. But I try to look at that they're all good to me. And seeing Ken today was a biggie with his grandson out here. That was the first team, and they won 16 games when they had won 2 or 4 the year before. And so those sophomores were good, and I just happened to get her at the right time. So I'm a Santa Cruz guy from here to here now.
I know. Well, you've been to so many games. Every game I've been to over the last 15 years, I've seen you here every game for the last 15 years, pretty much. Well, how much enjoyment do you get coming back and watching games here?
A lot. I mean, I'm for Santa Cruz High, and they were able under Kittle to have a lot of good teams too. And it's like they had players too. They had a good coach, but they also had players. You don't win anything unless you have good players.
And speaking of fans, your wife is probably the best wife and best fan in the world, right? She lets you come to all these games.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would be late to get home too.
Yeah, recently.
But she's pretty good about that. She has to be, or else.
Is she more of a fan than you are, or no?
No.
Okay. No. Yeah. And at the dinner table at night, you still talking Santa Cruz baseball every now and then?
Not usually.
Not usually? Not like you used to?
It's just like sometimes when our daughter was around, like some of the players would say, well, your dad must be mad today. And she says, when he gets home, there's no game. The game's over. I never let anything get to me. It's like, as long as we go out there and work hard and do well, that's all I ask. Do your best. And there was no big pep talk or anything either.
Just do your best.